There was a time bad news could break your heart. Now it barely interrupts your scroll. And if that feels wrong, it may not be coldness. It may be what empathy sounds like when it's exhausted. There was a time one headline could stay with you for hours. Now it's crisis, loss, tension, another alert, another warning, and your face barely changes. Not because nothing reaches you, but because too much has. When the feed keeps asking for your emotional response before your coffee is finished, your mind starts rationing it. Not all at once, quietly, a little less shock, a little less ache, until caring stops looking like tears and starts looking like silent scrolling. And in a country that keeps moving from one wave of stress to the next, that numbness starts to feel normal. You check the news in bed, answer messages before your body fully wakes up, commute, work, buy groceries, pay bills, while stress, loss, instability, and public tension pass through the same device that also shows memes, weather, and dinner plans. There is no clean border anymore between your life and the pain of strangers. So your system does something practical. It stops opening all the way for every emergency it sees. Not because the pain is unreal, because the exposure doesn't stop. That's part of what compassion fatigue feels like. Not dramatic, not obvious, more like emotional buffering. The story registers, the facts land, but the feeling arrives muted, or late, or not in the way it used to. This is not the same as not caring. It's what happens when empathy is exposed to more suffering than a human rhythm was built to process in one day. The heart doesn't disappear. The volume just drops to survive the noise. Then comes the part that confuses people most. You see something painful and wonder, why didn't that hit me? Why do I feel more from one friend saying I'm not okay than from another large, overwhelming story on the screen? Because closeness still gets through. Scale doesn't always. Your mind can hold a voice, a face, a single room, but endless crisis, repeated all day, turns human pain into background pressure. And background pressure rarely looks like grief. It looks like flatness. So if the tears don't come the way they used to, that doesn't automatically mean you've become hard. Sometimes the quiet reaction is not emptiness. It's empathy after too many open tabs. Still there. Just tired. Just quiet for now.